Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today we're going to go actually over a quick walk around of the 26 Ram that I picked up. Now I did misspoke a while back when I call it forged blue steel. It's just forged blue, but Ram usually has those cool names, and I think I'm just going to keep calling it that. So if you don't mind, smash the subscribe button, thumbs up, and notification bell. So let's take a walk around it. All right, forged blue 2026. So as you guys can see, this is the midnight package. So this truck had an MSRP of $79,310. That is not what I paid for. I paid right around $66,000 for it with their discounts, and Ram was trying to move it. So those black running boards look pretty good. I already put out a video on those, so you can check out that. They're cheap, 150 bucks, and they go with the scheme. So as part of the midnight package, you do get blacked out everything: badges, wheels, 20-inch wheels. Now these are the same wheels that were basically out last year and the year before, so not much change there, but they do look good on the truck. The truck is dirty, but you can still see how shiny it is. I know a lot of people said this color would potentially show a lot of dirt. Well, frankly, as white cars show dirt, silver cars show dirt, so I don't really know. But anyway, so the midnight package is going to run you about $1,995, and what comes with that is painted front bumper, rear bumper, the 20-inch black wheels, and black exterior accents. Now this was a big thing for me, was to not get the sport hood. So Ram has a sport hood as part of that package, but it can be a la carted on. Now the sport package hood, I had that on the 24. It had an extra bump in there, and because my wife can't see over most of these trucks' hoods anymore except for Ford's, it was important that it didn't have that hood. Now it's not functional like GM's hood, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. And after looking at this truck without it, I actually kind of like it. It's very more classic to the Ram look itself. So I'm actually glad I didn't get it. But if you want it, I think it's around $500 to $800 or something like that. Now, standard on Bighorn level 1, level 2 packages, you do get the LED tail lamps. I think those are super sharp. I don't like the big word Ram on the back like that, but when it's subdued, I actually don't mind it as bad, so that's good. But I would have just been happier with a Ram head. Now on this model, guys, you get a dampened tailgate, but you don't get electronic releasing one or the button on the dash in this level group. Now if you step up to the level 2 Bighorn Plus, you do get the remote release. I don't know if it's on the fob or not, but this one did have the camera setup, which was nice, and the 400 watt inverter in here. And because Ram and everybody's packaging is so wonky, if you wanted to a la carte, say LED bed lighting, which this one has, and this and this and this, it might be more to do that than just buy the package, which you get more stuff. As part of the Bighorn level 2, you get the spray and bed liner, LED bed lighting, and stuff like that. If you guys like this cool tonneau, it's cheap, and I did a video on it, and it's actually an excellent cover. It's very water resistant. I get hardly any water in here. I actually got more water with the Paragon, and this was about $500 on sale, and the Paragon's about $1,600. So if you come around here, Park Sense is standard in these packaging groups, depending on what you want. And then because we don't have bumper steps or bedside steps, we have the deployable step here, which actually comes in handy and works just fine. Now I have a video on how to install that, and yes, the bed step for 21 will work in 2026. Not a lot of changes when it came to that. Now let's take a look around the front. All right, so here's the front of the Bighorn. So between you and me, my personal preferences, I think the Tradesman and the Bighorn look the best. The up trim ones have LEDs right there, and the headlight's a little bit different, and they just look kind of funny because they're 4 individual little lights. Not my cup of tea, and I don't care for the grille. Now the Bighorn and Tradesman grille, it actually looks good in chrome. I think they're the best looking front end of the new Rams. I don't like the wonky looking grille with all the different directions and shapes on that. Now you can get a lot of truck in a Tradesman, guys. I think equipment wise, they're probably on top when it comes to equipment based on price over the competitors. The biggest thing is is if you're gonna get the Cummins, you're gonna pay for it. Let's see here. I think if I remember right, I'm gonna look at my hand pad. $12,595. It's the most expensive diesel. Now, when you're talking standard output diesels, i.e. regular Duramax, regular Power Stroke, this is where Ram can tout that they have the most standard diesel torque. However, that's because they only have one engine, so it is what it is. As we come around here, this one didn't have cab lights, which I'm kind of bummed out about. I think all HD trucks should have that. This one just doesn't. But I do like all the subdued stuff, the 25 and the red HD stuff. I think that these are the best looking mirrors, guys, on all the trucks. They're smooth, the way they integrate the cameras and stuff. I think they look good. And of course, Ram is the only one that offers a power lower convex. Now, if you're the only one driving it, it's not a big deal, but it's big for my wife to be able to manipulate those, and that is nice. So if you get the power mirrors, you'll get that even on a tradesman. So that's kind of nice. So you don't have to flip them out, but she can change those because depending on how you have your convex set up, if you're not familiar with the vehicle, or lots of people drive it, it can kind of make you a little seasick. So one thing I do miss on this truck is passive entry. It's the button on the door. I don't have that, but I've gotten used to it. So as we pop in here, pardon the mess, but in the up level 2 package for Bighorn 2, you do get this bigger screen, and this one did have the auxiliary power switches, which I actually used them in this one for the air ride suspension I put in. Now, again, if you get the bucket seats and that up trim one, you get 2 cooled wireless chargers, which is actually pretty slick. And they actually work with a big phone and a big OtterBox. So if you don't even have that, it's pretty good. Now, textures in here, we have a lot of soft stuff on the doors. I like this denim stuff. Love the seats. Man, they're comfortable. We get a little bit extra door storage over what Chevy gives you. Ford still takes the cake here when it talks about interior door storage. But just little nice little nuances that it does have. Lit glove box, and it's big. The upper Chevy one, a little small. We didn't find much use for it other than a cell phone. But this one, my wife put a lot in, a lot of gripping materials here, and it's lit, so that's nice. And it's not intrusive lighting, so if somebody wants to have that open at night, they can. Now, when you get to the top of the dash in the Bighorn, you do have some harder plastics. But, you know, to be honest with you, I put a sunscreen in there, and I wanted to go a little bit more simpler this time into a truck that I think more people are and want would be to be affordable. All Rams have push button start, so if that's a big deal for you, you don't have to get your key out or anything. This new shifter, I guess all the trucks now have shifters in here like that. There's no mechanical leakage, so it's very light, so until you get used to it, don't rip it off like a gorilla. Do like the adjustable console here. I can put one of my big huge water canteens, a 64-inch water canteen in there, and it's just massive. We have upper trays, lower trays. It's got plenty of storage when it comes to it. Now, we still have this big bell housing bump in here, and that's really because Ram hasn't changed much since like 2010. So I mean, you're kind of getting the same truck. But after having this thing now for a couple thousand miles, I really enjoy the cab. And my wife drove one of our trips, and I may do with this hump over here, but for taller people, that may be a bigger deal. Auto dimming mirrors. One thing I banged on the Chevy for was interior lighting, and it was LED, and it was super dim and hard to find stuff. These are just regular bulbs in here, and they're not overly bright like when you look at them, but man, at night they work really good. And Ford does really good at their interior base lighting, and even if you get the ambient light, it's even nicer. But yeah, it is super, super nice. The videos where we go over this, so this does have, because it has the Bighorn level 2, not the plus, but the 2, we do have an analog digital setup. I have to take it back. I just look at the window sticker. I do have the level 2 plus package. So this would be like probably one of your most loaded LTs or loaded XLTs, although they don't give you an option for faux leather or leather in there. And interesting enough, even the Ford Lariat, they're going to pleather, so, or they Active X, whatever. So we have lighted visors. We have a power rear window, again, auto dimming, home link, have a video on that coming out, and we'll break down a lot of other stuff in here. So one big thing I banged on Ram for was some storage stuff, because this is a body that's been used for a long time. We do still have a tall center hump, and frankly, you get rid of those cup holders and give the middle person more foot room. if you have buckets. If you don't, you may find that you need those. Most lower trim ones are not going to have that pull down one. Alpine 9 stereo system, fantastic. Our truck is just well set up. And again, we've talked about interior storage, and we also talked about Rams has less interior seating room. That is correct. So the seats are just as wide. Actually, I think it has a little more hip room than the Chevy, according to the specs. We're talking nominal. And when you come to the back seat and the front seats are, you have plenty of leg room back there, but then it kind of scoots in there. If you're a super tall person, like 6'9", 7 foot plus, you're going to eke into the back room if you're going to get one of these. But that being said, 1 kiddo left at home, 2 kiddos left at home, or even 3 kids that are smaller, the middle seat is plenty fine. We're getting used to it. And to be honest with you, I banged about the interior storage. It has plenty of storage. I found a way to put all my crap in here, and like I said, I'll cover that later. More on that, but it does have the in-floor cooler / bins to store stuff, underseat storage. Behind the underseat storage, there's also some storage that I can actually put some stuff. Plenty of door storage. So I'm actually pretty pleased with how this truck looks, the equipment it has. I'm definitely pleased with the Cummins so far. We're going to talk more about that in a later video. The 8-speed transmission, I got no rattles in here. And actually, like I said before, my mom was saying, you got to start doing some vehicles with equipment, but with also stuff that more average people would buy. So obviously there's no such thing as a true work truck with crank windows and no AC and they have vinyl seats still, but I mean, there's just nothing like that. So even a work truck in any of the manufacturers is going to be a really nice pickup. So this one just had a few more creature comforts in it. Like I said, for $26, allegedly, the snowplow prep is standard on all the HD trucks. I have it. It's not on my window sticker. So it doesn't even talk about it in standard equipment. And one thing I will tell you is Ram gives you a lot of safety equipment standard in a lot of these packages, which other ones you may have to pay for, like active lane management. I have that in this one. I have drowsy detection. I have pedestrian stuff. I have all this stuff. We'll break it down later because this video is already getting a little too long. But that is the walk around and the look through. We're either going to call it Prime or we're going to call it Forge, one of those two. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I love showing off the trucks when we finally get a chance. I apologize it took a little bit longer than always, but we have tons and tons and tons of stuff. This thing has so much stuff for what I got it for, the 66 grand. That with the diesel, it would have been cheaper with the Hemi for sure by about $13,000. So you can kind of see if you're a gas person or want a Hemi, that you can score a truck this nice for in the 50s, which is outrageous, but that's what it is these days. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Catch you on the next one.